Hi everyone, so this is just a really nice little restorative session for you to do when you have a little bit of time. You don't need any equipment for this session, but have a mat or a towel or something down on the floor if you're not on carpet, just to make it a little bit more comfortable for you. So we're going to start by just reminding you that I can't see you, so if anything doesn't feel right for your body, then don't do it. If you know that something is niggling and you've got an issue with your back or your hip or your neck or something's not quite right, then don't do this workout. Although it's a pretty safe exercise session, I am presuming that you are fit and healthy, and if that is not the case, please don't do this, and maybe check with your doctor the things that you can and you can't do, because obviously I can't see you. So that being said, we're going to lie ourselves down on our back with our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. So take a moment here for your spine to settle into the mat. You want to have the back of your pelvis heavy and anchored into the mat, and the back of your rib cage heavy and anchored into the mat. Now when you lie down here, if it makes your chin lift and your head is kind of in this position and it's really uncomfortable for you, then please grab yourself a cushion or a pillow or something that you can pop under your head just to make you a little bit more comfortable. Okay, once you are there, we're just going to take some deep breaths. And I want you to take a long, slow breath in through the nose and a long, slow exhale out through the nose. So keep breathing like that. Really long, deep breath in and a really long exhale. Notice where the breath is going. Are you breathing down into your belly? Are you breathing into your ribs? Or are you breathing into your upper chest? And I want you to focus your breath to your rib cage. So as you inhale, can you feel your rib cage expanding side to side and then contracting back down as you exhale? Can you also feel the rib cage expanding front to back and coming back down? It's a 3D breath. Then we want the ribs to expand as we inhale to give us more space, and then contract as you exhale. So just do a couple more breaths here. Good, okay, and then we're going to bring our feet and our knees together. We're going to take our arms out to the sides and turn your arms over so the palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. As you exhale, allow both knees to roll to one side. You're only going to let them roll as far as you can keep your shoulder blade down on the mat, so you're not going to allow your body to twist. Inhale, bring your knees back to centre, and exhale over to the other side. Again, keeping your shoulder blade anchored down into the mat. Inhale to centre, exhale, take it over. Just going from one side to the other, moving at the speed of your breath. We want to move slow and controlled. We don't want to be rushing around. And just noticing, checking in with your body, seeing how it feels, noticing what feels good, what feels tight, and anything that doesn't feel right for you, then you're not going to do. From there, as your knees come back into centre, we're going to take the feet wider now. So take your feet to the edges of your mat if you're on a mat, or just wider than hip width apart if you aren't. Same thing, take a breath in, and as you exhale, allow both knees to roll to the same side. Inhale as your knees come through centre, and exhale, take it over. Again, moving with the speed of your breath from one side to the other, and we're keeping both shoulder blades anchored down on the floor the whole time. As you come back into centre this time, you're going to bring your knees in towards your chest. Take hold of your knees and just rock gently side to side. One hand on the top of each knee, and you're going to open your knees apart and circle around. Big circle. And then we're going to reverse and go the other way. Big circle. Good. Alright, when you finish those, you're going to allow your legs to come back down. And you're going to lengthen your legs out long. And take your arms overhead and stretch from your fingertips to your toes. Make yourself as long as you can. You're just going to circle your arms out to the sides and then just bring your knees back in. Okay, we're going to turn onto our side now. So turning onto your side, you can have your bottom arm out long with your head resting on your arm, or you can have your head propped in your hand, whichever feels better for you. We're going to have our knees bent and our feet are roughly in line with our spine. Notice here if your pelvis is collapsed and tipped towards you, and can you find length through the top of your waist. We're going to keep the feet together but open out the top knee and then close it back down. So again, nice and slow, nice and controlled movements. This is called the clown. And what we're trying to do here is keep the pelvis as still as possible whilst opening out that top leg. So I always like to say, imagine that you've got a pina colada balanced on that hip. So if you open your hip too much, you're going to roll your pelvis back and you're going to spill that drink. So it's a very small, controlled movement. We're going to do one more. And then we're going to keep the bottom leg bent and we're going to straighten the top leg out and really reach that leg away from you. Make that leg as long as you can. And again, let's create space through the top of the waist. We're going to lift and lower that leg here. Keep reaching the leg. Make it as long as you can. Good. I'm going to do 3 more. 2 more. Keep reaching, last one. We're going to take it into circles now. Keep leading with your heel. Keep reaching that leg away from you and circling around. So again here, try and keep your pelvis as still as you can. So it's just the leg bone circling in the hip socket reverse. Keep reaching through the heel. Last one. Good job. And then bend it back in and lower it down. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So over onto your other side. Again, arm out long or head resting in your hand, and it might be different one side to the other. Feet and knees are bent, feet roughly in line with your spine. Again, check here that you haven't collapsed into your waist. Can you send that top hip away from you? And then feet stay together as we open out that top leg. Don't forget about that pina colada. Don't want to spill it. We're really working these lateral hip muscles here, helping to really strengthen and stabilize the pelvis. 2 more. Last one here, and then as you close that leg down, keep the bottom leg bent, straighten the top leg out, and again, really push through your heel, make it as long as you can, that leg, as you lift and lower. You're thinking about that waist, keep sending that hip away. We don't want to be collapsing and shortening through the waist. 2 more. And keep reaching through your heel as we circle. Keep reaching. And reverse that circle, go the other way. And last one. And then bend that leg back in. Good job. Let's come on up and we're going to stretch out those hips now. So come on up to seated. Okay. Both legs out in front, and then we're going to bring one leg in towards us. Can you cross that leg over the other side? If not, just keep it here. But if you can cross that leg over the other side, do that. And then sit as tall as you can. So think about really lifting through your spine. And we're going to twist towards the bent leg. So twisting towards the bent leg. And then let your arm come and scoop up that knee and pull it towards you. So you get a real nice twist. And we're really stretching out that hip. Couple of breaths there. Making sure that you aren't collapsing down. We want to keep lifting and creating space. And then we're going to release that side and we're going to do the same on the other side. So the leg comes in. Again, you can keep the leg here if it doesn't feel good to you to cross it over. Get that lift, lengthen through your spine and twist. Using your arm to scoop that leg and pull it towards you and sit tall and twist. So keep taking some deep breaths. We never want to constrict the breath. We're always looking for space and opening. All right, and then let it go. Okay, we're going to go down onto our front now. So lie yourself down onto your front. And we're going to make a little pillow for our forehead. So have one hand on top of the other and rest your forehead down onto your hands. Now I'm not going to do that just so that you can hear me. I want you to anchor your pubic bone down into the mat. So you're thinking about just gently pressing your pubic bone down into the mat and slightly tucking your tailbone, which is to stop you from tilting your pelvis the other way and really shortening and tightening this lower back. We want to keep the lower back as long as possible. So for this one today, I'm going to get you to keep your feet hip width apart or maybe a little wider if you need to. And then you're going to take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to reach one leg away from you. Make that leg as long as you can and it will start to lift off the floor and then lower it down. Switch and do the same on the other side. Reach the leg, make the leg as long as you can and it will lift and lower down. Keep alternating sides. Now, where are you moving from here? So notice, just check in, put your awareness to which bits are working and see if you can relax your lower back. So don't let your lower back be doing all of the work here. So if it's starting to feel a little bit crampy and a little bit not happy, then just let it relax. Maybe stop, give your legs a little wriggle, and then start again. Focus on using your bottom to lift. So can you get the movement? Perhaps if you think about where your bottom and your thigh meets, can you think about moving from there first? Noticing as well, if when you lift your leg, it's making you want to twist your body and twist your pelvis so one hip comes up. Try and keep your pelvis really anchored into the floor so there's no twisting. We're really working the backs of the thighs, so we're really working the hamstrings and the bottom, which is the glutes. So keep going, let's just do a few more here. All right, and then relax down. Good job. Bring your hands just in front of your shoulders. Push yourself up and take your bottom back towards your heels. Reach your arms out in front and stretch out your back. You can let your head rest down on the mat. Reach your arms forwards and just take a few breaths. Okay, we're going to come up onto all fours now. So, want to have your fingers spread really wide in the mat and thumbs are pointing towards each other. The hands are directly under the shoulders and then the knees are directly under your hips. The inside of your elbows want to point forwards. So that means, I'll move my sleeves out of the way, then you can see. So that means that your elbow pits, the insides of your elbows are pointing directly ahead and they're not rolling in to look at each other. So elbow pit points straight ahead. Okay, and then from here, we're going to do a rhomboid push-up. So the rhomboids are little muscles between your shoulder blades in your back. So arms are going to stay straight and you're going to try and bring your shoulder blades together in your back and then shoulder blades go wide, and it's a really strange movement if you haven't done it before. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades wide. Imagine that I've come and I've laid a pencil along the length of your spine between your shoulder blades and you're trying to grab that pencil with your shoulder blades. So arms stay straight, elbow pits stay forwards, and we're just trying to move the shoulder blades together and apart. So it's not like a cat-cow. You're not trying to move your whole spine, you're not trying to move your pelvis. It's literally just those shoulder blades together and apart. And the whole purpose is to get some movement in that upper back. So come on off your wrists for a moment and just give your hands a little shake out. It can be quite hard work to be on your wrists for a period of time. So we do a lot of stretching out of the hands and things as well during the sessions. I'm going to go back onto all fours now, and we're going to do a movement that you're probably very familiar with because it tends to pop up in every yoga class, every Pilates class and most other fitness classes, and that is the cat-cow. And we're using that to articulate the spine and to get as much movement through the spine as we can. So we want the same setup here. Fingers are spread wide, thumbs point towards each other and elbow pits are forwards. We're going to take a breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to tuck your tailbone under, so tuck your bottom under and start to round through your spine, round in your lower back. rounding your upper back, rounding your shoulders. Your head is the last thing to move, and let your head hang between your arms. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, we're going to go the other way. Start with your bottom, so stick your bottom out. Roll through the lower back, through the middle back, through the upper back. Think about bringing your chest through your arms, and again, your head is the last thing to move. Take a breath, go the other way, always starting with your tailbone. Rolling through the spine, the head is the last thing to move. And just moving with the speed of your breath, going between those two positions. Take your time, it should feel really nice to roll through your spine. Notice which bits are moving and which bits are not. Which bits feel like they don't want to articulate. When you come back through center this time, we're going to pause and we're going to take it into a thread the needle. So you're going to take one hand and you're going to turn it over, palm faces up, and you're going to thread it behind your other wrist, and we're going to twist around. Now, you're just going to come as far as feels comfortable for you. So if this is enough, then stay here. Maybe you can go a little bit further. Maybe you can soften this elbow and you can bring your ear and your shoulder all the way down to the mat. You are where you are, and that's absolutely fine. When you're ready, we're going to come back through and we're going to keep opening this arm out. We're going to reach the arm, reach the arm, reach the arm up towards the ceiling to stretch. I'm going to bring that hand back down again. Now this time the hand is going to go down towards your opposite knee. So it's coming down and across. And again, you're finding your position that works for you. So maybe you're just going to hover, or maybe you're going to come all the way down. Pausing for a breath. And then again, we're going to open out that arm. As you come up, start to open out and reach for the ceiling. We're going to come through one more time. This time, the hand is going to go up behind the wrist and then up and diagonally forwards. Again, finding the position that feels right for you here. Feeling that stretch to the upper back and shoulders. And when you're ready, come back through and open out. We're going to do the same on the other side now. So bring that hand back down. Make sure you're happy, and the other hand turns palm up, and again, thread the needle. Find the position that feels right for you. Once you're there, just pausing for a couple of breaths, and then open out. You can take as much time as you like with this exercise, reaching for the ceiling. Again, hand comes down, goes down towards the knee. Couple of breaths. And then opening out and reaching for the ceiling. And again, behind the wrist and diagonally up and forwards. And when you're ready, open out, stretch, reach for the ceiling, and then just allow your hand to come back down. We're going to come to a seated position now. So feel free to grab a cushion to sit on if you aren't comfortable, just seated on the floor, and just find a comfortable position for your legs to be in. So you can just sit however you need to. We're going to just do a little bit of neck and shoulder stretching now. So let your shoulders relax down away from your ears, and then we're going to drop one ear down towards the shoulder. Keep the shoulders down, feeling that lovely stretch through the neck and the chest. Slowly bring your head into center and take it over to the other side. Again, let your shoulders relax down. Feel that lovely stretch and then come back up. Let's go over again to the first side. Hold it. Going to bring your opposite shoulder now up towards your ear and then pull it away, creating that traction and that stretch. We're going to do that 3 times. Head comes up through center and over to the other side, and again lift the shoulder and pull it down. Pull it down one more time. Pull it down. Head comes gently to center. We're going to just gently turn our head side to side. Noticing how it feels, making sure we're not holding too much tension and tightness. Head comes into center, circle your shoulders. and reverse, go the other way. Alright, you are done. So that was just a little taster of some of the exercises that we do in the restorative sessions. You can see they're pretty slow, they're pretty controlled, nice and gentle. You move at your own pace, and you can modify any exercises that don't feel right for you. We can use cushions and bolsters and things. We do use a few props in the classes, but they're things that you can get from home, rolled up towels, cushions, belts off dressing gowns, that kind of thing. You don't have to go and invest in any expensive equipment or anything like that. The restorative sessions are to just restore balance in your body. So we are looking at mobilizing all the areas of the body, finding the bits that don't move very well, trying to get them to start to move again a little bit. Then we look at how we stabilize the body so that we can then do some work and build some strength in the body. So the sessions are open to all levels, and it doesn't matter how strong and how fit you are, there is work to be done right at that foundation level, and the restorative sessions are really, really popular because they just benefit everybody. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope